From underground barter secrets to desperate money-saving hacks, the Weimar Republic's darkest days forced ordinary people to think differently to survive. Let's uncover the banned survival tricks that shockingly still work today. In the first sector of food and nutrition, the most important survival trick is to spend the money immediately. During Weimar Germany's hyperinflation crisis, waiting even a single day to spend money could destroy its value. Workers often rushed out during lunch breaks to buy food before prices rose again in the evening. Families learned that holding cash was dangerous. Instead of saving paper currency, people converted money into anything useful the moment they received it: food, tools, shoes, coal, soap, or fabric. That same principle still applies today during inflationary periods. When a currency rapidly loses purchasing power, practical goods often retain value better than cash sitting idle. Next, barter instead of using currency. During hyperinflation, fiat money was worthless, and as trust in Germany collapsed, many German citizens abandoned money. People were seen playing with or burning piles of money that lacked purchasing power. So people traded coffee, flour, coal, cigarettes, and family heirlooms for basic survival needs. Farmers often refused to send food to cities in exchange for useless paper money, leading to severe food shortages. Today, this method is used to conserve cash and optimize inventory via online platforms, professional trade exchanges, and local community-based skill sharing. Modern survival communities still use barter during emergencies, blackouts, economic sanctions, or financial instability. Skills and necessities can become more valuable than paper money surprisingly fast. Moving on to the next, practicing backyard rabbit and chicken keeping is an efficient household protein production. Keeping a small flock of hens provides eggs, occasional meat, and manure that enriches compost. Most city ordinances permit up to 4 hens with proper coop placement and cleanliness. Chickens convert kitchen scraps and garden weeds into valuable protein and fertilizer, closing the nutrient loop on a small scale and fitting suburban spaces. On the other hand, rabbits are highly feed efficient, converting 4 to 6 pounds of feed into a pound of meat. They reproduce rapidly, require minimal infrastructure, and produce nitrogen-rich manure usable directly in gardens. Their compact size and quiet nature suit urban and suburban environments, making them a practical protein source where larger animals are restricted. Quickly, we take a look at banned survival trick number 4, which is the root cellar, the original cold storage without electricity. Root cellars during the Weimar Republic were essential for food security, serving as the primary method for storing produce through the winter before electric refrigeration became commonplace. Root cellars stored crops like potatoes, carrots, and apples below ground, using the Earth's natural coolness and humidity to preserve food over winter. Ideal conditions are temperatures between 32 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit and up to 95% relative humidity. Techniques included sandpacking carrots, spacing apples to reduce ethylene gas effects, and using passive vents for airflow. These cellars enabled families to eat from their harvest for 6 months or more, closing the loop between garden and table without electricity. Still on preservation, we take a look at the next trick, which is the spring houses and ice houses, the definition of pre-electric refrigeration. During the Weimar Republic, spring houses and ice houses were rapidly becoming obsolete, transitioning from essential food preservation structures to nostalgic or purely traditional farm elements. Before electric refrigerators, ice houses stored ice blocks harvested in winter, insulated with sawdust to last into summer, keeping perishables cold. Spring houses, built over running water, maintain steady temperatures around 50 degrees Fahrenheit. These structures preserved dairy, produce, and meat safely for months. Their construction and maintenance were labor-intensive community efforts, showing how cold storage was once a shared survival strategy. Moving on to the next step, we take a look at fermentation and pickling. In the shadows of the Weimar Republic's hyperinflation, fermentation wasn't a hobby. It was a lifeline. As the mark plummeted, a simple head of cabbage transformed into sauerkraut became more stable than currency. By harnessing lactofermentation, families preserved vital nutrients and vitamin C without electricity, turning seasonal harvests into winter survival kits. Today, these poverty meals are ultimate survival hacks. Fermentation requires only salt, water, and time, creating shelf-stable probiotics that boost immunity during crisis. Whether you're facing a power outage or rising food costs, mastering the brine ensures that nothing goes to waste. It is the art of controlled decay, turning the fleeting garden surplus into a permanent, nutrient-dense pantry. The seventh trick that can be used today is sun-drying fruits and meats. During the Weimar Republic's economic collapse, sun-drying became a desperate but brilliant defiance against starvation. When coal and gas prices soared, making ovens a luxury, Germans turned to the sky. Slicing orchard fruits and lean meats thin, they let the sun's heat evaporate moisture, concentrating sugars and proteins into lightweight, rot-resistant rations. This ancient alchemy bypassed the needs for expensive jars or fuel. Today, dehydration remains the gold standard for off-grid survival. By removing water, you halt microbial growth, creating energy-dense snacks that last for years in a cool pantry. Whether prepping for a blackout or a hike, the sun remains a free, infinite dehydrator, turning perishable waste into a durable, portable feast. Moving forward, we take a look at another effective way of preservation, the honey preservation. During the Weimar Republic's hyperinflation, honey was far more than a sweetener. It was liquid gold that never spoiled. When the paper mark became worthless, beekeeping flourished as a means of producing a high-calorie trade commodity. Families used honey's natural antibacterial properties to preserve seasonal nuts and berries, creating energy-dense survival caches that required zero fuel or refrigeration. Today, honey is the ultimate survivalist's pantry staple. Because it is hygroscopic and acidic, it inhibits mold, making it a perfect natural preservative for herbs and fruit. In a crisis, a jar of honey isn't just food. It's a shelf-stable medicine and a powerful preservative that outlasts any modern grocery store alternative. The ninth trick on the list is foraging urban water spigots. In the chaotic urban sprawl of the Weimar Republic, access to clean water often vanished as infrastructure crumbled and municipal fees skyrocketed. For the city dweller, foraging for water at public spigots and communal pumps became a daily ritual of survival. This forced a mastery of urban geography, where knowing the location of a reliable hidden tap meant the difference between hygiene and disease. Today, identifying secondary water sources is a vital urban survival skill. In a grid-down scenario, knowing how to locate external spigots or use a four-way silk-cock key to access commercial valves can be life-saving. Like the resourceful citizens of Berlin, modern survivors must map their local water holes before the taps run dry. Still on foraging, let's take a look at another trick, which is foraging in urban parks. In the hungry winters of the Weimar Republic, urban parks were transformed from manicured retreats into vital, edible landscapes. As supply chains failed, desperate citizens scoured Berlin's Tiergarten for dandelion greens, nettles, and acorns. These weren't just weeds. They were nutrient-dense lifelines that provided essential minerals when grocers' shelves sat empty. Foraging turned city dwellers into opportunistic botanists, extracting survival from the very cracks in the pavement. Today, urban foraging remains a powerful hedge against food insecurity. Modern parks often hide a wealth of superfoods like plantain or purslane. Learning to identify these resilient plants turns any green space into a backup pantry, ensuring that even in a concrete jungle, you can find a free, wild harvest. Finalizing on food and nutrition, let's take a look at the next step, the passive resistance gardens. During the Ruhr occupation of the Weimar Republic, passive resistance wasn't just a political stance, it had grown in the soil. As the government called for strikes against foreign occupiers, citizens claimed every inch of courtyard and balcony to plant resistance gardens. By growing their own potatoes and kale, they defied economic blockades and slashed their dependence on failing supply lines. These secret harvests provided the caloric independence needed to sustain a nation under siege. Today, small-scale gardening is the ultimate tool for quiet self-sufficiency. Utilizing pots or vertical spaces creates a hidden food source that bypasses soaring grocery prices. Like the resilient Germans of 1923, modern gardeners use passive resistance to secure their own food chain, ensuring that even when the economy falters, their dinner table remains full. Switching on to shelter and energy, let's take a look at the next trick, which is peat smoldering fires. During the Weimar Republic, as coal prices skyrocketed and fuel became a luxury of the elite, the shivering masses turned to the Earth's ancient floor, peat. Smoldering peat fires became a symbol of grim resilience in freezing tenement flats. Unlike wood that burns bright and fast, compressed peat blocks smolder slowly, providing a low, steady heat that lasts through the bitterest nights. This slow burn strategy allowed families to cook and stay warm using a dense, earthy fuel that could be harvested from nearby marshlands for free. Today, peat smoldering is a masterclass in fuel efficiency for off-grid survival. In environments where dry wood is scarce, understanding how to harvest and dry organic matter for a long-duration, low-oxygen burn is a game-changer. Moving on to the 13th trick on the list of tricks is the heated soapstone or brick bed warmers. During the Weimar Republic's freezing winters, when coal was unaffordable, the heated brick became a literal lifesavers. Families would charge soapstones or bricks in the embers of a dying stove, wrap them in thick wool, and tuck them under blankets. This simple thermal battery radiated warmth for hours, allowing households to survive sub-zero nights without burning fuel while they slept. Today, this trick is a vital off-grid heating hack. By using thermal mass, you can stay warm during power outages or save on heating costs. It's a primitive, reliable way to keep your core temperature up when the radiators go cold. Next on energy preservation, the next trick is the masonry stoves, also known as the Kachelofen. In the Weimar Republic, the Kachelofen was the heart of the home, transforming a single fire into a day's warmth. While iron stoves lose heat instantly, these massive masonry heaters absorb thermal energy into thick ceramic tiles and stone, radiating it slowly for hours. In an era of fuel scarcity, it was the pinnacle of efficiency, heating an entire apartment with just one small bundle of wood. Today, the enduring principle of thermal mass remains relevant for sustainable living. Modern masonry heaters continue to utilize this physics-based approach to minimize fuel consumption while maximizing output. By integrating high-density materials like soapstone or firebrick into heating designs, homes can maintain stable temperatures with significantly less environmental impact. If you're looking for insulation tips, this trick will be useful. The next trick is cob or clay walls for insulation. In the Weimar Republic, when industrial materials became unaffordable, citizens turned to the earth. Mixing clay and straw into cob created thick, high-mass walls that trapped warmth during freezing winters. This primitive insulation turned humble shelters into thermal fortresses for free. Today, using cob is a vital survival hack. It's a fireproof, low-cost way to insulate shelters or build efficient rocket stoves using only the ground beneath your feet. It's so important, yet if you didn't watch this video, you might have missed it. To ensure that doesn't happen, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Finalizing the shelter and energy section, let's take a look at the next trick that involves creating light from animal fat. The trick is the candle power and fat lamps. In the Weimar Republic, as the power grid flickered out, fat lamps saved the night. Resourceful families use rendered cooking scraps or tallow with simple cloth wicks to create reliable, free light. Today, fat lamps are an essential survival trick. They turn kitchen waste into an infinite light source, ensuring you're never left in the dark when batteries fail. The next steps deal with urban survival and security. Let's take a look at the 17th trick, which is blending in and wearing non-conspicuous clothing. In the volatile Weimar Republic, blending in was a survival necessity. Wearing non-conspicuous muted clothing protected citizens from being targeted during political riots or muggings. Today, the gray man strategy remains a vital trick. By avoiding flashy brands or tactical gear, you move unnoticed through crowds, deflecting unwanted attention and staying safe in unpredictable urban environments. On the matter of security, active area scouting and crowd reading are really important. In the Weimar Republic, survival meant reading the street before walking it. Citizens scouted for gathering crowds or subtle shifts in tension to avoid political brawls. Today, active area scouting is a vital skill. By identifying exits and reading a crowd's energy, you can spot trouble before it erupts, ensuring you stay one step ahead of urban chaos. Another form of urban survival and security tricks that can be used today is using public transportation hubs as safe refuges. In the Weimar Republic, transit hubs like Berlin's Bahnhof Zoo were more than stations. They were heated, patrolled refuges for the displaced. Today, hubs remain tactical safe zones. With 24/7 lighting, security, and medical access, they offer essential shelter during crisis. Mastering these layouts allows you to navigate chaos while assessing warmth and information in a shifting urban landscape. On to our 20th trick: use local information from drivers. During the Weimar Republic, taxi and delivery drivers were the city's pulse, knowing which streets were rioting and where food shipments had arrived. Today, tapping into the driver network, from rideshare to delivery couriers, is a premier survival trick. These professionals see real-time shifts in urban safety and supply. Conversing with them provides ground-level intelligence that news apps often miss. Quickly moving on, another trick not to forget is always carry everyday tools. In the Weimar Republic, a pocket knife or a stout cane wasn't just an accessory, it was a survival essential for navigating unstable streets and repairing failing infrastructure. Today, everyday carry or EDC remains a vital trick. Carrying compact, versatile tools like multi-tools or flashlights ensures you can solve immediate mechanical failures or navigate dark environments during any crisis. This next trick helps you not become a target. This skill is the no-watch ruse. In the Weimar Republic, flashing a gold watch invited immediate robbery or resentment from the starving. The no-watch ruse involved hiding or ditching jewelry to project poverty and avoiding becoming a target. Today, stealth wealth is a vital survival trick. By appearing unremarkable, you deflect predators and navigate crisis zones without signaling that you have resources worth taking. Moving on to health and self-reliance, let's look at medicinal plants and herbal remedies, which reduce the reliance on pharmacies. During the Weimar Republic, as pharmacies emptied and prices soared, Germans returned to God's pharmacy. Families used willow bark for pain and chamomile for infection, turning wild meadows into medicine cabinets. Today, herbalism is a critical survival trick. Mastering local plants provide a renewable, off-grid healthcare system, ensuring you can treat ailments even when modern supply chains collapse. For example, using plants like yarrow to stop bleeding or willow bark for pain, reducing reliance on pharmacies. Quickly, on to the next skill, which will allow buildings to breathe, preventing moisture damage, unlike modern concrete. The skill is the use of breathing mortar and clay repair. In the Weimar Republic, crumbling infrastructure forced homeowners to ditch expensive cement for traditional lime and clay. Unlike rigid concrete, this breathing mortar allowed moisture to escape, preventing rot and structural collapse in damp conditions. Today, mastering clay-based repair is a vital survival trick. It's a low-cost, flexible way to maintain shelters using natural, breathable materials that outlast modern fixes. On to the last and most critical trick. Let's take a look at community networks and mutual aid. In the Weimar Republic, as the state faltered, survival became a collective effort. Neighbors formed mutual aid networks to pool food, share fuel, and defend blocks. Today, community building is the ultimate survival trick. Knowing your neighbors creates a decentralized safety net. By trading skills and resources, a resilient group can withstand supply chain failures that would crush an individual. History proves survival favors the resourceful. These banned tricks still reveal timeless lessons about resilience, scarcity, and staying one step ahead when crisis strikes.